Good morning, students. Hope you all are well. So, today we are going to discuss the types of muscle contraction. The types, it is of two types, isotonic contraction and isometric contraction. So, in isotonic contraction, the word isotonic, it is actually derived from the two Greek words. Iso means same, and tonicus means tension. Okay, so isotonic contraction is a type of contraction in which the muscle maintains the same tension as it shortens or contracts, right? So during isotonic contraction, the force will develop up to a certain level. It has a certain level during isotonic contraction. So after this level, the force or the tension remain constant. It will not increase. Okay, so while the length of the muscle will subsequently change, means during contraction and during relaxation, the length of the muscle will change. So the examples of various activities that involve the isotonic contraction, like the running, jumping, walking or lifting. So isotonic contraction, again we can classify it into two types. One is concentric contraction and another is eccentric contraction. So first, in case of concentric contraction, what happens? The muscle shortens or contracts. During this concentric contraction, the muscle shortens or contracts when the tension is greater than the force. Okay, so generally it occurs in our biceps when during any arm function or any arm curl, right? So in case of concentric contraction, the muscle shortens or contracts when the tension or the force, when the tension is greater than the force at the opposite side, like in case of biceps in our arm. Next one is eccentric contraction. So during eccentric contraction, the force is greater than the muscle tension, causing the muscle to elongate. That means it elongates. Okay, so this occurs when we are going downstairs or sitting down on a chair, as the effect of the gravity added to the opposite force. So this is isotonic contraction. Next is isometric contraction. So again, iso means same, and the isometric means the same length. So during isometric contraction, the muscle does not shorten, means there is no such change in the length of the muscle. Okay, like the examples of isometric contraction include the holding a weight in a place above a ground and or pushing a wall, that exercise. Okay, so what is the main difference between isotonic and isometric contraction? So in isotonic contraction, the muscle remains same tension as it shortens, but in case of isometric contraction, the muscle same is length as the tension changes. It is just opposite. In case of isotonic contraction, the length of the muscle will change, but in case of isometric contraction, the length of the muscle will not change. Okay, so isotonic contraction have shorter contraction and relaxation duration, while in case of isometric contraction, it has the longer contraction and relaxation duration. Okay, next we have to identify different muscles. We have to know about some different muscles in our body parts. Okay, so the first one is latissimus dorsi. So the word latissimus dorsi is obviously a Latin word that means it is a broad muscle of our back. Okay, so it is the widest muscle in human body. So it is the widest muscle in human body. It helps in the adduction and extension and internal rotation, means internal rotation at the shoulder point, because the muscle generally present in our back portion. So it also helps in the extension and flexion of the trunk, means the upper portion of our body. So this muscle also used in various exercise like the pull-ups, chin-ups and swimming, means where is the movement of the in the trunk portion of our body. So as you can see in the diagram, that is latissimus dorsi, that is generally present in the back portion and in our trunk portion. Next is deltoid muscle. Deltoid. So the deltoid muscle is a rounded or a triangular shaped muscle. It is generally located at the upper part of our arm and generally at the top of our shoulder. See the diagram, it is present in the upper portion of our arm and mainly in our shoulder portion. Okay. These muscles are attached with tendons, with some with the bones, mainly the collarbone and the humerus bone, that collarbone in our shoulder portion or and the humerus bone in our arm portion. So what is the function of this muscle? It assists in the extension, flexion and again the internal rotation of the arm and the shoulder, not the full trunk part of our body, but it is in our arm portion and at the shoulder portion, and it is also help the external rotation of the arm and the shoulder. Okay, next is rotator cuffs. So rotator cuffs is a common name for some group of different muscles, and they are tendons that provide the strength so that they can attach with the bones. Okay, so these muscles arise from the scapula and it connect to the head of the humerus. That means all these muscles are generally present in our arms and related to our shoulder region. Okay, so they are used in the flexion, adduction, internal and external rotation. So the first, this type of bone, first rotator cuff, is the pectoral muscle. Okay, so the pectorals are the muscles that that connect the front of the human chest with the bones of our upper arm and shoulder. Means it is the connection of the human chest with the upper arm and our shoulder. Okay, so these muscles mainly control the movement of our arm. So this pectoral assists in deep inhalation because it is also attached with the chest portion or our rib cage. So these pectorals assist in deep inhalation and pulling the rib cage to create a room for the lung to expand. And injuries can occur to these muscles during the weightlifting as well as at bodybuilding exercise. Okay.